Hello y'all and welcome to another installment of the TextTube Guy Reels. As you can tell by the intro, this is going to be my DVD and Blu-ray update, and I have been meaning to do this for some time, y'all, but I've been working a lot of overtime and I've just been flat out exhausted by the time I get home, and I just usually end up falling asleep. And I want to apologize to my subscribers, old and the new ones that I have accrued in this past week. I'll make more of an effort. Today I feel pretty decent, so I thought I'd get this on film before, while I can. With that said, I'll head into the films. Today, this past week and a half, I was fortunate enough to pick up 6 Blu-ray and 1 DVD. And I was in a thrift store, that sells everything, from used LPs to cassettes, CDs, what have you. And I was fortunate enough to find the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Steelbook edition, still sealed, for about $10. I mean, I really couldn't believe what I was seeing. What can I say about this film that hasn't already been said? It's just a terrific piece of horror filmmaking, quintessential horror film that needs to be in everybody's collection. Tobe Hooper masterpiece. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's seen this great film. I actually prefer it more than the remake, and I'm sure most of you would agree with that. The next film I picked up on, these are Blu-rays, was It Waits. It's a scary, somewhat scary little horror film. It was just really, I guess it's more atmospheric that got to me than anything else. This ranger starts out her first day in the forest. This creature's released from a cave, and he comes looking for her. It's a cat and mouse game, and she's just trying to survive the night. Like I said, a couple good moments, but it's not the best, certainly not the worst, but it's good, like Sunday afternoon fodder, so check it out if you get a chance. Now the next film I picked up, I really did want to see. It was on my list of movies to see for this year, but of course our theater didn't get it here. That happens a lot here in South Texas, and that's The Runaways, starring Kristen Stewart of Twilight fame and Dakota Fanning. It's a story of the group of the Runaways, which spawned Joan Jett, and I really need to find the time to watch this, but I don't see it happening this week. But as soon as I am able to watch it, I'll let you all know what I think. I think I'm going to like it. It looks like a great film from the previews. The next film I was fortunate enough to see in theaters, and that's the comedy Cop Out, starring Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan. Now, I was kind of apprehensive about seeing this, but Bruce Willis was the draw since I'm a Bruce Willis fan, but Tracy Morgan, his voice can start to grate on my nerves after a while. He's the same in every movie he does, but somehow bearable in this film. Bruce Willis carried the film, but there were a couple of funny moments. Nothing really, new and fresh here, but it wasn't a bad film. It was worth a couple good laughs, but I do find the edition funny, the Rock Out with Your Glock Out edition. That's funny stuff. The next film I picked up I was, again, fortunate enough to see this in the theater, was The Loser, starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Zoe Saldana. Now, this is in the same vein of The A-Team, but I find this film far superior than that. The A-Team was a bit too campy for me, but I still liked it. But this one had more hardcore action, and I'm always going to take that over anything else. I think this was based on a graphic novel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, good film. Now the next two films, last film, are both from the same directors, Emmerich Pressburger and Michael Powell, and they're part of the Criterion Collection on Blu-ray. And the first one up is The Red Shoes. Now I think I've seen this like 15 years back on Turner Classic Movies, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a Technicolor masterpiece. I couldn't wait to see it on Blu-ray when they announced it. It's sort of a fantasy life creating art creating life, you know, imitating rather, sort of story about a possessed ballerina, actually possessed by these pair of ballet slippers. And, you know, it's a good little film. It's, you know, a couple Oscar wins. Check it out if you haven't seen it. The last film I picked up was by the same directing duo, and it's Black Narcissus. Now, this film is just an excellent film. It's about a group of nuns in the Himalayas, and they're trying to, you know, convert the people in the area. It's about desires, sin, you know, purity, and all that, you know, all that religious good stuff. Great acting performances. I think I have the DVD of this as well, but of course when they're going to put it out in high definition, I'm going to pick it up. But really, I can't recommend this one enough. It's a great film. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And that's about it. That's all I have for this installment. And as usual, you know, I want to thank my subscribers. I welcome all your comments, your suggestions, recommendations. Like I said, I still, you know, I sound like a broken record here. I still want to find the time to do something with my collection to show y'all, but, you know, I just don't know how to approach it. You know, I'm coming up with some ideas, and I promise something real soon. And as usual, I appreciate you watching. You know, especially to my new subscribers, like I said, that, you know, and that I've accrued in the, you know, past week and a half. I appreciate you tuning in and subscribing. So until next time, y'all, take it easy.